we've used the innovation funding incentive mechanism for a number of years to really research what are the best ways we could develop our network for the future.
Without the Network Innovation Allowance funding, the whole innovation machine within the industry wouldn't have the power it's got, and we would miss out on so many great ideas. We need to be going forwards, and we need to look for ways of changing the way that we operate.
The network that we've got was designed and built with the best technology available, but a lot of it is 40 or 50 or 60 years old.
We see that there will be a greater demand for electricity and therefore a greater demand on our electricity infrastructure in the future.
We really want to understand how we can use technology, how we can use investment methods to really maximise the use of customers' money.
Storage is widely recognised as being one of the key technologies that needs to play a big part in the smart grid.
Being able to store the energy when demands are low and put it back out onto the network when demands are high really helps smooth out a lot of different variations.
It's really a situation where electricity is managed more proactively. Customers are more involved in the management of their own energy. There's much more interaction between its generation and supply and its use by the individual homeowner.
With electrification of heating and with electric vehicles, there are going to be far more devices on the electricity network.
The Climate Change Act, which was enacted in 2008, effectively put the UK onto a trajectory of moving towards a low-carbon economy.
We've seen a big shutdown in baseload power stations, and we're replacing them with a lot of wind.
There's growth in all scales of wind generation and solar PV.
The grid is at capacity. There's no more allowed on. Those cables that we have limits, and they can't take any more or they burn out.
The more renewable energy that we have installed on the national grid, the more uncertainty that brings us. The forecasts that we receive at the moment are very good, but they have a certain amount of error. And if we can manage that uncertainty and reduce it, then we can reduce our reserves and save money.
Gas distribution in Britain is changing. We're seeing a significant amount of renewable sources of gas coming online, and we need to make sure that our network's sufficiently flexible such that it can accommodate them.
In the UK, traditionally, we've taken a lot of our gas from the North Sea and stocks are depleting there. We also have pipelines coming across from Europe, and the UK, to have a sustainable gas supply going forward, is looking for other options.
We're managing a system which transports a highly flammable gas, and some of our assets have been around since the 50s and the 60s, and some of them have been installed fairly recently, and we have to manage that portfolio of assets in a really controlled and efficient manner.
We've got roughly around 47,000 systems and assets within the national transmission system. We need to do routine maintenance, monitor the condition of the assets.
What we found by using intelligent modelling is that we could deliver the projects up to 4 to 11% faster.
So we've got one system that we can interrogate for the lifetime of the assets.
Innovation is really important to us because we have a very significant impact on a lot of different people in the work that we do. Just digging a hole in the street or digging a long trench has a big impact on local authorities, on road users, on pedestrians. And it's important that when we're maintaining our network and keeping it safe, that we're looking for new ways to be able to do that, because in reducing those costs, we're actually delivering value for our customers, we're delivering value for our shareholders, and we're actually improving the way that we actually operate.
There are many lessons to be learned from what we've been through, and there's many lessons to be learned from what we can share with others.
We all share this learning, and we all get experience in different areas, different types of network.
Looking after the future, we call it. It's looking at what we can do in the future and the potentials for technology that can really change how we operate as a business, how we operate as an industry.